Hello, my name is Louise, and today I filmed my 79th eyeshadow roulette. Why do I say filmed? Well, I did not push record. This has never happened for an eyeshadow roulette, so I guess sometimes it's gonna be the first time, but I'm so annoyed because the randomization was done, and I talked through the looks a little bit and the shades, and I don't remember really exactly what I said, so I'm not gonna be re-randomizing. I'm not gonna, because I'm too happy with the color scheme. But what I will do is, I guess, talk through the shades. And it was a long, informative video, and I was so happy with it. Whatever. That's what happens. So these were the 5 shades that I used the past 2 weeks. Sorry. First, I have from the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde the shade Nebula. I used this one twice. For being such a dark shade, hold on. It was that one. For being such a dark shade, it actually turns into a really beautiful silver. So that was fun. And I used it, did I say it twice? So, Then I randomized from a favorite palette, the Sleeping Beauty palette, the shade Coral 102, which is that Beautimus. Oh, it looks really similar to Adobe, but they're actually quite different. That one, I want to say like a dusty brownie something. Super pretty, super nice. I used it 3 times. So the third shade was from the same palette, Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde, and was the shade Mercury. That one, this actually pretty dark blue. Very pretty, but a little you have to amp yourself up, psych yourself up to use it. So I only used it twice. The 4th shade, however, was from the What's Your Power Remixed palette by Gloss Gods. This is a beautiful shade. The shade Kind, that thing. I mean, used it 3 times, which, tells you a bit about how much I enjoyed that. So, And then the 5th and final shade was from the BH Cosmetics Shaaanxo palette, and it was the beige shade. That one. Beige bone something. No. That's not the kind of shade that I like. You can't even see it swatched on my hand or my wrist or whatever. I don't set my shades. I very rarely use it to diffuse out an eyeshadow. So I only used it once, and I decided that's fine. I actually literally thought to myself, it's fine. Usually I'm the kind of person who's like, but there's a rule. You have to use it according to the rules. I made the rules myself. It's fine. So, these were the shades for the past 2 weeks. Yeah. Here are the selfies from the past 2 weeks. So we come back to palettes already randomized and a single. I'm sorry. But anyway, let's just go through the shades that I randomized this time. I don't even remember the numbers randomized because, I've moved on. But anyway, the first shade I randomized was from Makeup Store, Smog. This was heavily influenced by the Swedish makeup artist Linda Hallberg. She has her own makeup brand. My friend loves her makeup brand and always has amazing stuff from her, so it's understandable. But yes, she used this as a contour shade years and years ago, and I was like, I'm going to do that too. So we have her here, and in the camera, if I cover these, yeah, it looks it's brown, but a little yellow, and with the other shades, it's very yellow. But anyway, so that was the first shade, Makeup Store Smog. Super exciting, super exciting. Then a palette that I was like, oh, I hope I get this soon, because I said in my other video also, I forgot to tell you, I have rewritten all my eyeshadows, my eyeshadow singles. I wrote into this little book sometime in the fall. And yesterday I finally entered all of my eyeshadow palettes. So I have like a new fresh start, which feels really nice. Anyway, so when I was writing down this palette, I was like, I hope I get it soon. And I got it. The NYX Ultimate Edit Brights. My husband gave this to me for my birthday a few years ago. And it's the first shade in the palette that I have to use, which is this beautiful mustardy yellow. And I said when I swatched it, which I did not film, that it kind of, I just totally moved the camera. I'm sorry. It kind of reminds me, or it makes me think of like the 90s. This is a 90s yellow to me. Like it's bright, but it's a little grungy, a little orangey. Yeah? Yeah? If you disagree with me, please tell me. And if you agree with me, please tell me. So, very exciting. Then the third shade randomized is from the Huda Beauty Neon Pink palette. This is a really pretty palette as well. And I was also thinking, oh, I wonder when I get this. So I randomized this palette, and this is the first shade in the palette that I have not used in an eyeshadow roulette before. I've called it Magenta. So it's this gorgeous thing. Yes, yes, yes. So, then I randomized again the BH Cosmetics Shaaanxo palette. And now the first shade in this palette that I have not used in an eyeshadow roulette is this mustardy, I've called it a mustardy yellow. It's much paler than, so it's that one. It's much paler than the NYX one. And I'm a little worried that they might be competing for my attention, but I think it'll be fine. You know, it'll be fine. I really like this. Really like this shadow and palette, which is true. I really like the shadow and the palette, so it'll be fine. Oh, I'm talking quickly. When I signed off the video that I thought I filmed, I said that I was going to go get some coffee. So I think that's why I'm talking quickly, because I want to get that coffee. Anyway, yeah. Then the fifth and final shade is this absolutely gorgeous lilac shade. And this is from the Wildlife palette by BarryM, a present from my darling Dora. And I had this palette in the roulette I did before I took my longer break. I know I had like a little bit of guilt because I know that I did not use the palette and the shade randomized as much as I would have liked to, but I didn't have the energy. But anyway, so last time I randomized Cryptic, and now I randomized Marsh. It's so pretty. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that I get to, like, you know, I don't know what the word would be in English. Ta revanche is what you would say in Swedish, which literally kind of means take revenge, which is very negatively loaded, but it's more like I can, like, you know. Yeah. So, these are the 5 shades. Super excited. You'd think that because there are no glitters, I would have much preferred to having something like this again. But I'm so happy for some reason that there are no glitters. I didn't understand that really, but that's how it is. Let me see here. These 3 shades come from palettes that have shimmers, glittery shades. So I think I'm all set, but yeah, super excited. Super excited. And yeah, I wish you could have seen my original excitement, but that's how it was. That's how it was. So I'm gonna go make myself some sweet coffee now. But it has been recording, right? Yes. Thank goodness. Yes, and then we are going to do some errands today. It's only -4 degrees Celsius. I think I said in a previous video that 2 weeks ago it was like -30. That's cold. You can't do anything outside when it's that cold. I mean, living here, lots of snow. I mean, I like skiing. You know, that's like why I live here, so I can do outdoor activities in the winter. When it's -30, you don't do that. I will insert a picture here from what I looked like when I walked to the bus one cold morning when it was -29 degrees. 30-minute walk results in this. Yes. So you're not outside that much when it's that cold. And parts of the region had like the buses stopped running. Not that they stopped on the way, but in order for them to not stop on the way somewhere, like between cities, they were canceled because buses or trains, if they stop running, and you like get stuck between two major cities or even two smaller villages, like those vehicles will get cold like that. Like that. And that's dangerous. I mean, you could have like 50 people who suddenly, not suddenly, well relatively suddenly actually, because it goes pretty quickly, become hypothermic. That's dangerous. That's no good. So, yes, now it's up and running again. Minus 20 we can handle. Minus 30, minus 35, minus 39. I think one place had minus 45. But yeah. So, it's only minus 4. We can actually do things outside. We have a few errands to run. I'm super excited about that because, you know, we can go outside. But now I'm going to make my sweet coffee. And then I'm going to do my makeups with my new palette. Or color palette. I'm super excited. So, take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Dress appropriately for the weather that you're having. And I will see you when I see you with a new eyeshadow roulette.